What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this backtesting video. Not much to say, let's just get into it. We're gonna be using this calculator to give us a random date, so you know I'm not cheating. And we get 2022, January 22. January 2022, 22. Alright, and we are gonna be backtesting 1 week's worth of data, probably, but I'll just add 2 weeks on this in case we get a bunch of no trade days and stuff like that. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Let me just... Alright, so let's go to the next session and see what we're looking at. Wait a second. Wait a second, this isn't market open. Jesus, okay. Now we are at market open. Okay, we took out those draws on liquidity. I'm sorry about that. I'll just... Yeah. Okay. Now we're just gonna do the analysis real quick again. I mean, this is just too bearish to be bullish. We do have a 1 hour gap up here we could get a short from. And also a 30-minute gap. Possibly. Yeah, let's see market open. Okay, that's the 30-minute gap. We do have a nice iFVG right here with a bunch of build-up low resistance liquidity right here. I do really like this trade, actually. Very nice reaction from this. The main reason I don't really care about leaving, having these unmitigated gaps up here is just due to the trend being extremely bearish. In this case. But we still have to be a little bit careful about this. I just really like this structure right here. You can see 9:30 opens right here. We just generate a bunch of liquidity, which we can call our accumulation. We can then call this our manipulation into this 30-minute gap, and then we can expect distribution from here. So I would like to take this trade. I do just want to go for 1-to-1 in this case. So the main problem about this trade is that we are kind of targeting a high resistance low, but if my bias is correct, it shouldn't really be a problem. But let's see how this goes. And there we go. Let's see if it goes all the way. It does, okay. So we could have held for this low right here, but it doesn't really matter. And the rest of the day is just going to be do its thing. Okay, so yeah, basic conditions, basic AMD model right here. Could you call it discretion that I didn't wait for the highest time? These gaps up here to be filled? No, I wouldn't really say so, because we are also in the EQ of the range. So this is still a discounted gap that we are trading from. Anyways. Is there more that I can explain to this trade? Not really, I think we got it all. A+ trade, generated a bunch of low resistance right here, leading up to this external low right here, and just a beautiful trade. Conditions. Alright, let's go to the next day. Alright, so we are inside this 4 hour gap right here, but we are still printing very bearish order flow. but we could still hold this for our gap, of course. Really depends on the 10 a.m. close. I mean, right now, if we're going to displace higher, we should do it now, because we swept out this intermediate low right here. And I guess if we just break this low right here, then we are probably just going down. I could imagine that. This seems kind of tricky, I'm not gonna lie, but we can use this 15-minute gap up here as our condition. This 15-minute right here is sponsored by this 1 hour gap right here as well. Oops, there we go. Okay, so in this case right here, if we are going to be bearish, this 15-minute should push us down. If we're going to be bullish, we'll just disrespect this gap and probably go, whoops, for some of these highs up here, something like that. That's what I could imagine as of now. We could low-key also sweep this high right here, then go down. But let's just see market open. Okay, we touched the 15-minute gap right there. We don't really have an entry yet. Oh wow, okay. Let's see if we missed a setup right here. We didn't get a single iFVG. Okay, I would like to take this trade. I really, really love this trade actually. I like this trade a lot. Both assets are looking kinda nice. Got a bunch of low resistance liquidity leading. Okay. So this structure right here is actually something you should look for when entering a trade. So at least a 930 trade, 930 Judah swing. So basically what this is telling us right here is we get our accumulation on the side right here, as you can see, all the way over here. Then 930 opens. We do open a little bit higher, and it sent prices down, generating more low resistance liquidity in form of this low right here. So it just adds to our liquidity pool, which is kind of nice. Meaning that sellers are getting trapped down here. And then we get the true manipulation being a stop hunt, and then our iFVG. Bang, and we can look to take our trade right now. There's nothing stopping us, I believe. No, not really. But yeah, let's identify our accumulation. This is our pre-market accumulation. Pre-market accumulation right here. 930 opens right here. Adds to the liquidity pool in form of this low right here. Does it again in form of this low right here. This low. This low. All these lows before we finally get the stop hunt up here. And a iFVG, which I'm going to take the trade based off right here. Hopefully it plays out. We're just gonna have to see. We could just be going for the low-hanging fruit. I think I want to go for the low-hanging fruit, but leave a runner for this low right here. Then go break even at this low, of course. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, that's partials. That's 75% off and break even. There we go. And bang. Nice little 1 to 9.1 reversal rod right here with partials around this point. I mean, I don't really use limit orders, so I mean, in lifetime I probably wouldn't have taken. I would have taken partials, but not at this low right here because I don't use limit orders. Because if you see a Drake candle like this, why the fuck would you scale here? I mean, then you would most likely scale at some point down here, which in this case is what happened. But very beautiful trade here again, and yeah, let's just go to the next session. Alright, 4 hour time frame. Do I have a SMT at the lows? We do not. So it does start. It's starting to look like that we are disrespecting bearish PDAs and respecting bullish PDAs. I don't really like the fact that we have not touched one of these 1 hour gaps down here, to be honest. Meaning that if we were going to take a long after sweeping this low right here, we would still have this unmitigated gap at our stop loss. So I would low-key like to, I mean, I wouldn't mind shorting down to this 1 hour gap, as of now at least. We do also have a huge SMT over here. Let's see if this holds. Let's see market open. Okay, we printed a huge SMT, internal SMT. Oh, yeah, okay. We closed the 3 minute right here. I really like this trade right here. Okay, so the idea behind this trade, sweep out. Sweep out this high right here with the, inside this 5 minute BPR, fair value gap, whatever you want to call it. And we also generated a SMT at the highs. So, okay, let's break down the structure of this trade right here. This is the 930 power 3. We get our pre-market accumulation right here, as you can see. This is what I'm talking about. Then 925 opens, and that's what's starting to displace higher, but it doesn't really matter, because if the manipulation starts before market open, yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes it does. I mean, if it swept out like this high right here at like 925 or something, then it would probably matter. Then we could look for a remanipulation of the high that swept this high. But in this case, where 929 is right here, haven't swept out this high, 930 opens, sweeps out this high, starts to print bearish order flow. So we get our manipulation, and yeah, just very simple. The highest time frame in the leg is the 3 minute, and this is what we are going to take. So there was one more thing about this trade I wanted to point out real quick. Yeah, it was this. But aren't you scared that you got this high at your stop? No, because right now this high should be protected because of this SMT right here. Because of this SMT, this is going to be a high resistance high, as of now at least. We print an internal SMT. Bang, 5 minute delivery. And as I mentioned before even coming into the market, I wouldn't mind taking a short down to this 1 hour unmitigated gap. Now I do have kind of a dilemma, because we also have this intermediate low right here, which can be used as our withdrawal liquidity. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. So okay, let's try it. Just because of the huge displacement, I would like to put my stop loss like probably above the body right here, the displacement candles body. And let's go for the 1 hour, and we will take partials at a 1-to-1 because we don't know how the market is going to react after sweeping out this low right here, the 50-minute intermediate low. So we are going to take partials at a 1-to-1. And hello. Oh, thank you. And let's see. Okay, so this is already break even. Wait, what? Oh, I got trolled so hard right there. That's actually kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. So was this actually a mechanically good break even? Absolutely fucking not when I look back at it. Absolutely fucking not. So if I could rewind time, I would not have gone break even here, primarily due to the reason of us being 2 points away from the first take profit. So yeah, that's a mistake from my side, I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty disappointing, but we could low-key be looking to taking maybe a long at some point here, if we get a nice setup. Would like to wait for 10 AM maybe. Yeah, I knew that shit was gonna play out. Okay. Anyways, let's just wait for 10 AM and I'll hop off. 10 AM, we got 10 AM right here. And that's just distribution. Okay, let's go to the next day. That's pretty disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. But it is what it is. Let's look at the fall on this day. This is kind of range bound, it seems like. Let's go to 1 hour. So I would be leaning more bullish here because we didn't really get a like nice reaction from sweeping out this high right here. And this 30-minute gap right here could be used as my condition, which is also a 50-minute gap. Any draws on liquidity as of now? We don't really have the best draws on liquidity, to be honest. So in this case right here, I wouldn't mind shorting again down to this 30-minute, 50-minute gap. If we do get something like this, bang, bang. But we could also get something like this, bang, bang. Okay. So let's take a look at market open. Okay, so we do get the structure that I wanted, sweeping out this high right here, iFVG to the downside. But I don't really feel like trusting this, I'm not gonna lie. It also already took out the mechanical break-even point, so let's just wait for the long maybe. Okay. I'm kinda glad I faded that one. No, I'm sorry, I'm not glad that I faded that one. Okay, let's see what's going on now. So I really need ES to get down into this 15-minute gap right here as well, before being interested in a long. Okay. Pretty disappointing here. Let's wait for 10 AM. Okay, that's not what I wanted to see, but we have a 5-minute gap right here, which will be used as my current condition. Okay, that's 10 AM. Oh no, okay, that's actually so annoying. It could have closed like right here, then it would have been perfect, but It's still a very, very decent setup right here. The only annoying thing about it is the close that we got, which is kinda annoying, but it is a displacement close. It already took my break even, but I'm still going to take this trade right here. Alright, so how is ES looking? ES is delivering from a 15-minute gap as well. Kinda the same. Okay, so let's take a look at the structure. Okay, so basically what we do before 10 a.m., as you can see right here at 9:48, we begin generating our accumulation zone right here. And at the 5-minute, we open up this 5-minute gap right here. So at 10 a.m., we could possibly, if it kept accumulating till 10 a.m., that's what what a wedge for. But as you can see, at 9:57, it tapped into the 5-minute gap. Bang. We did inverse. No, okay, we didn't inverse this, but if we did inverse this trade, I'm sorry, if I look up right here, I wouldn't have taken it. The main reason is because 10 a.m. opens right here, but this is actually perfect for us. As you can see, price started to displace higher after touching the 5-minute gap, but it failed to do so. Then 10 a.m. came around, it gave us a stop hunt, and now it gave us this displacement candle right here. So this is what we call our stop hunt, sweeping out this 5-minute internal low. And yeah, we can just target a 1-to-1 in this case because we don't really have any clear targets. And the higher time frame is bullish, but we don't really have anything leading up, only this high right here. So that's also kind of a downside, our lower time frame DOL. But I could not imagine this manipulating our stop loss once again, unless that I'm wrong. So I would like to take this trade. Let's see how it plays out. Okay, so that was just completely wrong. This was our mechanical break-even spot, but I figured, I don't even know why I didn't go break-even, to be honest. As I mentioned, I was probably wrong if it was going to manipulate our stop loss once again. And I was correct. Now this trade right here, this looks beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, this is a MAC model. We're gonna go, I'm sorry, 1-to-1 on this days because this will probably be a win. I like this trade a lot. So the idea behind this trade right here is that I am probably wrong in my bias and we are probably going down, but what do price needs to do before going down? It needs to rebalance inefficiencies. What do we have on the 5-minute time frame? You can see that we have a 5-minute gap right here. So price is most likely going to do something like this. Bang, bang, to proceed down. And the main reason I'm comfortable in taking this trade is because you can see 9:30 opens right here. This is the 10:30 power free. I'm sorry, 10:30, yeah. 10:30 opens right here. We do get down, sweep out a bunch of sell-side liquidity, being this 15-minute intermediate low. We are delivering from this 15-minute gap right here. We start chopping around a bit. We get this structure, our AMD structure. Bang, 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 accumulation, then manipulation of a stop hunt right here, and just a beautiful inversion right here. So I would love to take this. We are going to go for 1-to-1 because it's a MAC model and the bias is probably bearish. So let's take this trade. That's break even. That's break even. And bang. Let's see if the bias actually was wrong. Okay, so we're just chopping around. Okay, so yeah, the bias was wrong for the day. Could have went for a higher risk to reward, but don't really matter. Took my piece of the pie. And just a beautiful trade. Let's go to the next session. So 4 hour time frame, we printed an SMT down here. 1 hour time frame. Damn, okay, this is just looking, I mean, it just doesn't really look that great, I'm not gonna lie. 15-minute time frame. This, however, looks very beautiful. This 30-minute gap right here is going to be used as my condition. So what I want to see from market open is something like this. Bang, bang. Go for all this low resistance down here. Let's see what the market does. Ooh. Okay, so this could have been a, ooh, okay, wait a second. Okay, this is actually a very nice trade. We have an SMT up here. I mean, oh my god, this looks so nice. I just hate trading, I mean, so close into market open, so I don't really want to take it. I will, however, tape read this. So the idea behind this trade is basically going to be trading the manipulation coming. So as I mentioned, this 30-minute gap is going to be used as my condition to frame prices higher. So what do I expect? I expect that price is going to drop down into this 30-minute gap right here to then send us higher. But in this case, market opened higher, putting in this SMT with ES, and we get a beautiful 1-minute inversion to the downside with a bunch of low resistance liquidity down here. It actually sucks that I don't really feel like taking this because it's so early into market open, but I will take read it. Yeah, that was probably the easiest trade of all time. But let's see if we can get the other scenario where we are going to go for a long. Okay, so it's not ideal that we inverse the 50-minute gap. We are, however, still holding the 30-minute gap. But we really need to push up from here at some point. If not, then I'm probably just wrong about the bias. Not really anything that I like yet. I would love to see what 10 AM does here. So this is 10 AM. We inverse the 30-minute gap, unfortunately. But we could still get a long, make model long. And here we get it. So we are still delivering from this big ass 5-minute gap right here. But it's not very ideal that we inverse the 15 and the 30-minute gap, but I mean, I overall like this trade a lot right here, because we haven't really rebalanced any of these inefficiencies right here. So we got a very nice strong liquidity being this 15-minute gap right here, bunch of low resistance liquidity, 10 AM opens right here. I mean, look, we generate a bunch of low resistance liquidity down here. 10 AM comes around. Wait a second, let me just draw this properly. 10 AM coming around. You sweep out this low right here, and we get a decent sized iFVG. Not decent sized, it's actually kind of small, but I still like this trade idea. You know what, I'm gonna wait for one more candle. One more, okay, that's a nice candle. I would like to take this now. And we're gonna go for a 1-to-1. Break even at the 15-minute gap. So this is going to be right here. Whoops. Let's see. So that's break even. Come on, come on. Oh my god, that was close. Holy fuck. That was so close to getting stopping out at break even right there. Let's see how much we could have squeezed out of this trade. Damn, okay. So we could have squeezed out a bit more, but it wouldn't really make any sense. Why wouldn't it? Because my drawn liquidity was the 50-minute gap. Sometimes, however, and you can still do that, you could like target EQ of the range. But I mean, if 1-to-1, if 1-to-14, I mean, who gives a fuck? Very nice, very beautiful trade right here. So we are actually bullish on the day. Damn. I see. If I was more confident in my bias, I would probably have went for a bigger, higher RR. But the main issue is that we inverse this 50-minute gap, 30-minute gap, all that. Should low-key have left a runner, I'm not gonna lie. I usually always leave a runner. Fuck it. One more session and we are done. No more sauce to you guys. I'm recording, yes. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. We have a 4-hour efficiency right here. That hasn't been rebalanced. ES has touched it. 1 hour looking kinda horrendous. 50-minute looks bad as well. Let's see market open. Okay. Oh my god, Jesus. Wow. Okay, thanks for letting me take my trade. I was waiting for this iFVG to get inversed, but it inversed all the way up here, so I'm not gonna take that. Let's see if we can get a little more serious right here when it opens. We opened up a 50-minute gap. That's way in discount, so we're probably not going to this gap. But I could imagine this 5 minutes getting touched. We took out all the fucking draws on liquidity. So ideally we need to generate some more low resistance liquidity. Okay. Okay, so in hindsight, this trade right here looks very, very nice. We get our accumulation manipulation into a 5-minute gap, but we are way in premium. I mean, we are so high that it really doesn't make any fucking reason. I mean, it doesn't really make sense to take it, but it's probably going to play out, but I would never take a trade like this. Yeah, it wouldn't even play out, it would just have been a break-even trade. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. 80% win rate, average 1.17. Very nice performance in my opinion. How many days was this? This was... Where is it that you see the calendar right here? This is right here. This was about a week, I think, actually. Right? Yeah. About a week's worth of price action right here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched to the end, you are a G. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.